Okay, so today what are we talking about? An interesting topic, and the truth is the reason why this topic came up was because I found out, in counseling that a lot of couples actually have this idea about what the wedding night looks like.
Yeah.
So we decided, you know what, let us do a video and let people, just bust this myth once and for all, right?
So that they can try out the funny ideas
Yes.
that we have around it.
Yes, so the video today is talking about your wedding night myth.
Welcome again to Singles and Spouses, a channel that is blessed with a vision to bless the singles, the married, and those in between. If you have always been with us, we are grateful. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscription, thank you for more.
Yes.
Just join us. Please click the subscribe button so that you can continue to get content as we do them out. Yes, today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are those things? Examples of
that
things,
mean?
that people have.
Yeah. So I know I've often heard that some people believe that wedding night is about sex. I know a lot of men will disagree with me right now that yes, of course, it's about sex. What else if not sex? I've also heard that it's supposed to be really, really romantic.
Perfect.
Very perfect night.
No issues. No, everything will just go well.
Petals everywhere on the bed, roses in the bathroom, warm water, candlelight.
The works.
Are you feeling me? I see why I feel one babe somewhere saying yes, that's. And also another thing is what else? What else do you think is part of that myth?
Another myth is that everything, whatever it is that that you plan for that day must all redirect, to sex that night. I even remember having a friend that I had to tell and say, that's a terrible mistake to make, But it was like, no, don't call me on my wedding night because I will be busy. And I'm like,
yes.
No, you don't have to be busy.
Yeah.
You can't have an engagement that morning from like say 7.
Yes.
You have a
White
church wedding, then you go on to a full traditional wedding, and then you think it must happen, it must share like this night. I think that's it.
I think adding to that idea around sex, apart from that, a lot of people even send their people back if they want to come and maybe get involved in a chat or a group chat, or they are calling someone. A lot of people embarrass or harass them like, why are you making calls?
You're supposed to be on the moon.
And some that are virgins believe that, or some men believe, or most men believe that if you are with a virgin lady, there should be blood.
Exactly.
True. To confirm that,
true.
whatever is whatever. But we're here to
bust your bubble.
Bust that piece. What really happened that night? Don't tell them
exhausted.
about me. Don't tell them about me.
Oh, you're sleeping safe.
Oh God.
But really, typically you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Not just physically from all of the stress, but emotionally drained. Because we've been planning this day for a long time. At least on the average, most people are planning weddings for like 3-4 months. Yeah. Then maybe the celebrity ones probably do more than that.
Yeah.
But other day you are exhausted. So in fact, these days people party almost all night, drink, for those who drink and all that. So you are exhausted physically, you are exhausted emotionally, exhausted mentally, you are probably drunk.
Yeah, for those that drink,
That's exactly what happens. And because some people even indulge on such a day, which maybe it's actually their first time or they're not used to it, they overdo it, and then you find out you're vomiting, you're actually feeling sick.
You feel messed up.
Yeah, it's just it has happened. Yes. Yeah. So that's just an example of what the wedding night actually looks like.
Yeah, that's from one angle. Another angle for some ladies, in fact some men, you'll be shocked. Some are anxious about that night. Am I going to do it right? I think we've heard that from a male client before, that he was actually anxious. is he going to perform 10 over 10 that night? Because he's never had sex before, you know. But most ladies have the fear of what sex is going to look like, what am I going to do, how will I look naked, you know. So there's anxiety about penetration, there's anxiety about, do I know how to do it right, do I know the right position, will I die, will I be strangled? So there's fear, you know. There's fear, and there's strain also, because you've probably argued with some people during the reception. You've had arguments with probably even yourselves.
Yeah, some people actually when in Nigeria need to pay some debts.
Yeah, that's another one.
People are calculating money, but let's complete photographer's money, event planner, the caterer, all of that. So some people actually spend their wedding night doing calculations. Some people had banked on the money they were going to be spraying. At night, they're doing some account balances.
Accounting, some advanced accounting, you know. So basically, life is pretty much regular that night, and sometimes it's even very, very tiring. Very tiring night. I don't know. I'm afraid to say this, but some people also believe that it's that night that the witches and wizards and their village are flying, you know, and they want to cause trouble with their marriage. So they are even spiritually stressed, you know, and unnecessarily worried that what will happen, what will happen.
Yeah, sometimes people are extremely hungry because they suddenly realize they only ate a piece of cake.
You are talking about, you said we're not gonna wash our dirty linen in public.
Yeah, don't expose yourself. Some people are hungry, they don't realize, oh my god, I'm famished, I haven't eaten all day, only the cake they gave to me. Some people actually fall asleep till morning. Like you can't even wake them up, they are gone. Yes, that's the last thing you can remember, like they fell asleep. You know, so there are so many things, you know, that can happen. Really.
And for most brides that have been cacked up with all sorts of words, they get to the hotel and they're like, let me just pull everything.
And it can take like 100 hours.
Everything down. I just want to be free, you know.
Remove this.
Remove that. Remove.
And
then by the time she removes everything, you're even shocked. Like, is this what I'm married? So that's the reality of the wedding night. Yeah. So I think we can then now talk about the most important part of this video, which is what should you do?
Yeah, how should you expect it?
What should be your expectations?
Yeah, you have to plan for it basically. Tell your seed, for me, understand that there is no pressure. There is no pressure. There should not be any pressure. It's very important because once you guys know that there is no pressure, you don't overload yourself with unnecessary expectations.
Yeah.
Yes, that will end up causing an issue between the both of you, or causing, or you know, you have high expectations. It's easy
to be disappointed.
To be disappointed, yes. So I think the best thing is don't put pressure on yourself. Trust me, it is a myth. If you interview 100 couples today, more than half of them will tell you that nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing
yes.
Fantastic or spectacular.
Because if you insist that something must happen, because you're tired, you're not in the frame of mind to do the right thing or to even be patient, the experience will be terrible. So your best bet is to even say, you know what, we're not in the best frame of mind to do this. Can we plan for another night? Can we do this another time where we're a bit more relaxed? Where we're maybe even at our honeymoon venue or something, you know, you're a bit more relaxed and all that. So for me, the first thing is do not pressure yourself. No tension, no unnecessary expectations, and you know, that will be crashed and all that.
So we'll try to reel out some things that we feel should be your plan. Like she has said, first thing is plan not to have sex that night. So I feel that the first thing you should start that night with, immediately you enter your room. Because now you're not doing any show off, it's not vote of thanks, right? You can kneel down, you can hug each other on the bed and just thank God. Thank God for the journey you're about to start and the fact that you've been able to scale through all the unnecessary noise, because all those ceremonies, except that actual blessing of God, they are all noise. The main work is what you were about to start. As you enter the hotel.
So Thanksgiving
is good. To start with Thanksgiving is what the Bible will advise. That's what God will tell you anytime. So the Holy Spirit has already confirmed that to us. That the best thing you start your wedding night with is Thanksgiving. Just thank Him. Just kneel down there. Cry if you want to cry. Mess up your makeup, you don't need it again, and thank God.
Next one is Undress. The reason why this one is a topic is because a lot of paraphernalia have gone into that all that get up, that costume and all that. So
and I think we should read them. Sorry for continuing. We should read them some of those funny stuff. The couple that usually this. Maybe we'll read that after.
Okay.
Wait till the end. We have a gist for a juicy gist. So go on with that.
Okay, so basically after the Thanksgiving, you can now undress. Yes. And I think this really, really applies to people who have, been celibate before getting married. Yes. Take your time, undress, then remove all the extras and all that. Get used to seeing each other, naked now. Take a bath. Necessary. You can eat if you haven't eaten, and then relax. So there is a video we have that talks about preparations. Yes, preparations towards the first married sex, especially for those who waited, please. So I think you need to look at that video as well to see some of the things you can prepare towards that particular event. It's an event. So look out for that video on our channel as well. So once you undress, you remove all the armory, take a shower, take a bath, you eat if you're hungry, you gist. You gist about the wedding, gist about all the things that happened.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Basically gist, calm down.
Laugh about it.
Yes,
Laugh about the things that didn't go well.
Of
Right.
course.
It has already happened. They've already covered those things in the video cameras. You can't change them.
So
Be happy about them.
Yes.
So that it doesn't cause any grudges in your marriage.
Yeah, and then finally sleep. Yes.
I hope the men will be able to sleep. Brother of God,
See,
sleep.
one thing I know is if you've planned this ahead of time, if you've discussed this and you've talked about this,
if you have gotten the juice out of that other video she talked about,
yes, your mind is prepared, so it won't be so difficult. Yes, so it's advisable. I tell you, that's the advice I give to people, and it has always worked. So that my advice is to you is sleep once you are done gisting and all that. Have yourself beauty sleep.
Beauty sleep,
Yeah.
And for those people that are self-conscious, this might be your first time. This should be your first time of eating
But if
together.
it's not, well, it's
seeing
okay.
each other naked, right? It should be their first time.
But what if it's not? So don't worry.
Okay, so like I was saying, you should be getting used to each other. So there are some spouses that might be uncomfortable, while that is happening. I think it's allowed. You're allowed to be shy. It does not mean that she does not love you. It doesn't mean that he does not love you. You're just shy. You're just getting used to it. So dating might be awkward that night. Showering together or dating together might be awkward, but it's awkward, right? So you do all that. You go about your wedding night like that. You have peace of mind. Yours won't be that marriage that started falling apart
From the first night, yes.
Yeah. We are hoping that this has blessed you.
Yes,
We're hoping
and
it to bless
that's
you.
freed you
Yeah,
from that idea,
Yeah. So if you know those people that are about to get married or that just got married or that made all these errors already, please send them this video so that they can understand that they are not weird. They are not going through any. It's just circumstances. The fact that they didn't have this knowledge.
Yes, and don't beat yourself up because you think what should have happened did not happen. There's nothing like that. Trust me. Yeah. And don't forget the gist you promised them.
Yes. So I would have. Okay, this one is just funny because this one says my wedding night ended up with the entire wedding party, including guests, waving us off to our room. Our reception was at a hotel, and we stayed there that night. Right before we entered, my husband looked down on the guests and screamed, "Jesus said we can do it. Woo! We are gonna do it." And our dad we gave a thumbs up and all that, And he says we did do it a lot and everywhere in that room. They were that prepared. There was another funny one. I don't know if you can still find that one. They had to remove the movie pins that they used to hold her hair. They had to do that all night, And before they knew what was happening,
the night was over.
She was asleep,
So trust me, a lot of weird things happen, but see, there is no stress, there is no worrying, there is no unnecessary expectations. You guys are going to be together for a very long time, so one night is not to spoil anything and should not. Okay? Alright, so thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. We hope to see you in the next video. Share, like, subscribe. Bye bye.